Okay, so it's the last day at the US Open. We're here at the Asprey. I'm Andy Proudman.
And I'm Piers Ward, and today we're talking about backspin on your wedges and hopefully recreating one of the most memorable moments of the US Open. Let's take charge of your game. Okay, welcome to the last day of the US Open, Sunday. What a fantastic tournament it's been, Andy. So, you know, I mean, obviously we've spoke about all the features of the golf course this week. What we wanted to do today, though, was to, number one, answer a question, and number two, recreate something. So we get a lot of questions about people wanting to stop the golf ball quicker when they pitch. They hit their pitch, hits the green, and it runs through. So they want to get more backspin on their pitch shots. Now, obviously, that's great. It all looks fantastic on the telly. And yes, we do want to get backspin, perhaps not loads where it sucks back 20 feet, although it looks impressive, but we want to be able to control the ball when it hits the ground. Yeah. So number one, the first thing, we wanted to actually go through that with you. And number two, probably one of my biggest memories in watching US Open golf especially was Payne Stewart winning the Open in '99, I think it was, obviously at Pinehurst number 2. And he'd hit the ball in the rough off the tee. That rough's obviously gone now. Hit the ball in the rough, he hacked it down, he had 77 yards left, pitched it on the green, it stopped pretty much straight away, knocks the putt in, wins the US Open. So we are now 77 yards away from the 17th here at the Asprey.
There's no pressure though today like this?
No, not quite the same, not quite the same. We wanted to do it on the 18th, but unfortunately 77 yards away from the 18th in the Asprey is in the middle of the lake, so that's not going to work. So yeah, hopefully we can help, you know, we can sort of bring that back a little bit. Obviously, it sadly missed, obviously. Fantastic character, really good tournament that was as well. I remember he chopped his sleeves out because it was raining, he didn't want the long sleeves on because obviously it was very hot. So we're going to talk about backspin, Andy, aren't we? So let's go with that first of all, and then I'll have a go see if we can play the shot.
Okay, so 77 yards away here. The number one thing is, first of all, with any backspin we need loft.
Yep.
Okay, so when you're faced with a shot that you want to get it to stop quickly, go with the most lofted club that you can actually get it to that distance, because the most lofted club will give you the spin. Now also, another important factor with spin is speed, Piers.
Yep.
The more speed we create, the more spin we create.
Yep.
And if we go with high loft and high loft and speed, two combinations there are going to give you some spin.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got loft, speed.
And I want that centered strike. So we want a good solid strike. We get that solid strike with that speed and that loft, that golf ball is going to stop dead when it hits the green, maybe even spin back a little bit.
So three key things there which will help you get some spin. Now it's important to remember, a lot of people, we hear people talk about creating spin, trying to hit down so much.
Yeah.
They say, right, I need to hit down in order to create spin. Now, this is somewhat misleading in some ways. Now, we'd like to explain actually the theory behind this so you get an understanding. Now, if you think of it this way, if your club is travelling down, let's say 10 degrees angle of attack into the golf ball, but your dynamic loft at impact is 50 degrees. Okay, the difference between the two there is 60. Okay, now with this 60 degrees is what we call the spin loft. Now, the bigger the spin loft, the bigger the spin.
Yeah.
Now, just hitting down alone isn't going to create spin, because if you have a low loft, then that's going to give you a low spin. So it's really the way you create that spin is having the difference between the two.
Absolutely.
Now, a lot of people make the mistake, Piers, when trying to create spin. They think, oh, I've got to hit down, let's put the ball back, let's get the hands forward. But what does that do?
Well, it de-lofts the club. So as soon as we do this, my 58 degrees is coming in with a lot less loft on it. Now, the only way that the ball is going to spin from this position is that, yes, it will hit the ground sooner, so there's more spin left on the ball, so there's less time spent up in the air. But don't forget, we're not after a shot which is going to spin back loads, we want a shot which is going to stop. But yeah, hitting down de-lofts the golf club, which then really makes it difficult to get that lots of backspin.
So somewhat misleading there in a way there. So it's really the difference between the angle of approach into the golf ball and the loft. Now, simple way to set up to a pitch. How can we set up to a pitch shot to maximise the loft that we're going to get to the
best way to maximise loft? I'm a bit of a downslope here, but best way to maximise loft, easy for me to say, put the ball further forward. So put the ball further forward in the stance, that gives me more loft, and then from there, obviously, as soon as I've got more loft, I'm forced to have more speed, because I've got to get the ball the distance to get there, and then obviously I get the centre strike, the ball stops dead on the green. Sounds easy.
Easy, Piers.
Sounds easy.
Easy. Okay, so let's see if we can recreate this then. We've got 3 balls here, so I'm sure you won't need that many.
Okay.
We're drop and stop here.
Could do one, couldn't we? Drop and stop. I don't know
what
how to use that. So 77 yards. That could.
That is loaded with spin there.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
Pretty good. So again,
I
that's
don't know
stopped
anymore.
within a yard or two there. That one.
Maybe even pop back a bit. Have
You have an uphill putt.
Have an uphill
You
putt,
have an uphill
absolutely.
putt.
That's another thing that Payne Stewart did. I don't know exactly what his thoughts were on that shot. He had 77 yards, but he left it. His putt, when he hit it, was pretty much flat. So he might have left it in that short left position to leave him with that easier putt. He wanted to putt at it. I'm sure if he'd have had the ability to, or the option to actually hit it in the hole or stiff it, then yes, but maybe there was a bit more slope around the green. I don't actually know that, so I can't actually quote that perfectly, but he had a nice flat putt, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Rolled it in.
Something to bear in mind if you are faced with that shot, really. Okay, so creating spin.
Creating
Give
spin.
it a go. Loft, speed, centeredness of strike, and something in your setup there, ball position forward, which can help you all create that.
I definitely got that though. Even though I got the centre strike, I had the speed. You notice I hardly took a divot there because the ball was further forward. Maybe the upslope, maybe the pull below helped as well. But because I hardly took a divot there, and there's that centre strike, that suggests that yes, I was hitting down, but not lots.
Yes.
There was not a lot of hitting down in it. So that was a really good shot for getting the ball to stop pretty quickly.
Great. Well, good shot there, Pierce.
Thank you.
And hope that's helped you, give you some idea of how to create spin and what actually, what you need to do in order to get some. So
And
hope that's helped, guys.
Sorry, I was just going to say, hopefully you've watched the rest of the videos in the week as well. Obviously, this is our 7th video of the week. I hope you've enjoyed them.
Yes.
We will be doing some for the Open Championship at Royal Liverpool as well. So, guys,
Yes, thanks for watching, guys,
Thanks
and
for
we'll see
watching.
you soon.
thanks.
These bunker shots, then guess what? We want to give you low loft so it actually goes further.
Yeah, yeah.
So we've got an 8 on here. We're going to play a normal splash shot. We're going to hit the sand as normal, but because of the low loft, it's going to come out lower and run on and hopefully get on the green.